We live.
Oh, wow. I don't have any headphones on. Wow.
I have no headphones on.
None. If I got my earpiece in.
Straight up. Come on, baby.
All right, y'all. Today we have a guest. Oh, well, I am Look, hey, y'all. Look, I'm not ready. I am wifey.
You Mrs. Mac.
Mrs. Mac. Oh, my God.
I'm Mr. Mac. This is the ROAD to BLISS podcast. We talk about relationship stuff. What we say, you ain't got to implement in your relationship or nothing like that.
Not at all.
What I'm saying? Flat out. It's just our opinions.
Yes, and what works for you, works for you.
Straight up.
Follow your own suit.
You know, a lot of people be out here, be really trying to tell people what to do.
Yeah, they do. And want them to follow their suit. No, you got to do what works for you.
Yeah, we ain't on that.
No. All right, y'all. Today we have a guest. We have the Andrea. I want to get your last name right.
Blaylock-Solar.
Solar. Okay, she is a certified sex therapist.
Mm-hmm.
She has a master's degree in social work.
Yeah.
Where she received from Washington University. Just go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell people who you are.
All right.
You know what you do.
Yeah.
You know, pull your mic down a little bit.
Thank you for coming.
And we appreciate it. Yes.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Man, thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Like you said, my name is Andrea Blaylock-Solar. I am a certified sex therapist and licensed clinical social worker. And I have a private practice called Sankofa Sex Therapy, where I provide therapy to individuals and those in all types of relationships. I also provide therapy from a Christian perspective when it's requested by my clients. So, most of my clients actually don't identify as Christian.
Okay.
But it's important to acknowledge the ways in which Western Christianity has influenced folks' sexuality and the way they express themselves.
Oh, okay.
So, having a theological background, I've taken some graduate level seminary courses.
Okay.
It just gives me a good foundation to help folks dismantle bad theology so they can have some good sex.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, and this was not one of my questions, but why do you think sex is so taboo? Like, why do you think we as people, because we talk about sex a lot on our podcast. We have a Patreon, which everyone can join, Mr. and Mrs. Mac Patreon, where we talk openly about a lot of things. But why do you think it's so taboo?
So many reasons.
So many reasons.
Yeah, so I think about how, I'll talk about it from a religious perspective first, right? So when you think about how when Christianity was spread and specifically used as a tool in colonization, it was this idea that, and really, if you talk to me long enough, I'm going to blame the myth and delusion of white supremacy as the root for all evil. So anyway.
Okay. All right, my sister.
Yes,
okay.
we are with
you. Through colonization, those who were colonizing, they had to really separate themselves from the people they were colonizing. Okay. So it was this idea that, I see you all being sexually free. That's I'm saying that it's a problem, even though I'm secretly jealous of it. I'm saying it's a problem. I'm othering the way in which you express yourself sexually to separate myself as being above. So you have these ideas that specifically within Christianity, that in order to be close to God, you have to be separate from your body. I know y'all heard the term, you got to kill the flesh, but that ain't got nothing to do with Jesus and his red letters.
Right.
Ooh,
that is from Platonic and Neoplatonic thought, like Plato and his friends. They had these ideas that in order to be close to God, you had to basically deny the pleasures of your body. And so with these ideas, wrap it up into Christianity. All that ain't got nothing to do with Jesus.
Right.
Wrap it up in there and spread it throughout the world. We then have these very narrowed views of what's acceptable to express ourselves sexually.
Okay.
That was a lot.
I loved it though, and it really makes it. It's true. It's so true. And that takes me to, all right, it wasn't my first question, but then, so what do you think about poly relationships?
I think, any iteration of non-monogamy can work for folks if they have.
That's a question. Yeah, can it work? Okay, go ahead. Yes.
I think it can work for folks, but they just have to be completely honest about what's their purpose in doing this. Are they actually oriented to be non-monogamous, or are they saying, I want to open our relationship because I'm missing something from this relationship?
Oh, okay.
So that's something different.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I think that non-monogamy can work, and I've seen it, be successful. But it's just a matter of being really honest about your intention, being honest about who you are and what you want. Sometimes what I remember seeing a couple in my office that came in for premarital therapy. And I was like, oh, this is going to be cute. It was this lesbian couple, and they were like really excited about getting married. I'm like, bet. And one one identified as polyamorous, and the other was like, yeah, I'm not poly, but I love her, and we just going to make it work. And I said,
man.
Really?
Yeah. Y'all ain't on the same page at all.
Right. And so it ended up, and this isn't to say that a monogamous person can't be with a non-monogamous person, but you just have to be really honest with yourself about what it is that you want in this relationship, and if you are able to love this person fully as they are, even if it doesn't match up to what your ideas and ideals about relationships are.
Ooh wee.
Yeah, see, I
That's
think
a good one.
I think that it's Americanization. Because in Africa, you can have up to 9 wives?
Well, it depends on the culture.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of different African cultures where non-monogamy is the standard, whether it's polyandry or polyamory, or where, a woman can have multiple husbands, or whatever it is. You have many examples of non-monogamy in various cultures. But again, this idea where with white supremacy, like I said, I'm going to find it as the root of all evil. But
It is.
But where you have these various ideas that come in and say, the way that you're doing this is wrong, you need to do it the exact way that I do it.
Yeah.
So that's not to say that we can't have healthy monogamous relationships, because we definitely can.
Right.
But it's just a matter of, again, open and honest communication about the person you're trying to partner with.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm on the woke side, so in my eyes, it's a way to like stop the babies from getting made.
Stop the babies from getting made.
If you have more wives, then you're gonna have more kids. It's like a form of depopulation. If you teach them another way, like this is what it's supposed to be, then it's like that.
That's like a learned, so you're teaching them how to be, like a learned trait to be that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think you should have to see, and I don't agree with that either.
I know you don't, because you're Americanized. you already
I don't think you should have to be. You should teach somebody
they already got
like.
You gone. They already got
Shut
you.
up.
You trying to get
Shouldn't be.
another wife?
Oh no,
No, we're not. No,
no.
we're not on that level yet. But Lord, all right. Okay, so you have a background in social work. So what made you do sex therapy?
Yeah, so I was walking on Salute's campus and having a random conversation with my line sister about what do we want to do moving forward with our careers. I was a social work major, she was a psychology major, and we were both going to Washington University in St. Louis for our master's degrees in social work. And I knew that I wanted to do some type of relationship, marriage, and family therapy.
Okay.
And possibly from a Christian perspective as well. And she said, well, I want to do sex therapy. I said, you want to do what? What is that? Talk to me. What is that?
Okay.
And so we, like I said, at YSU, we were in the program, and at that time, there was only one course related to sex. It was a human sexuality course.
Okay.
And it was taught by a sex therapist who I still consider to be a mentor in the field.
Okay.
She's like OG sex therapist in St. Louis.
Okay.
And I saw someone doing it. I was like, okay, this could be something. So it took me a while to get my certification, but here we are, and I'm very happy to be able to provide these services.
Yeah, people need it.
What is sex therapy?
So sex therapy is talk therapy, any kind of the same kind of psychotherapy that you would have for anxiety, depression, etc. But the topic of conversation is sex and sexuality.
Okay.
I'm also treating folks who may have diagnosable sexual dysfunction, and that could be anything ranging from erectile dysfunction or difficulties with orgasm, or if I'm working with someone in relationship, it could be mismatched libido, or like I was talking about ideas about non-monogamy. Sometimes it may be someone who is wanting to talk about anxiety at work because they're trans, and how do they work through these different things. So all about sexuality. That's the topic of conversation. Yeah, and relationships. Yeah.
All right, I'm finna ask a hard question.
Okay.
All right.
Come on.
Now, how you feel about the sexualities and like it being pushed on the children?
I don't think that things are being pushed on kids. What I think is that because information is more easily accessible, that we see it more often. But if you look at history, and the history of indigenous cultures, whether it's on the mother continent in Africa, whether it's in Asia, you have examples of various gender identities along the spectrum that were accepted before colonization.
Right.
But colonization came in and said, no, you need to be either this or that, and that's it.
Yeah.
And not honoring the various ways that we accepted each other as community. So yeah, I don't think that it's necessarily pushed on children, but I do think that with information being more easily accessible, that people are learning about things sometimes without having good context. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay. No, I understand.
A little bit.
I understand.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Completely.
I mean,
yeah. The internet. The internet, it's here, and you have access to everything.
But it's the TV too, though.
The TV, it's just we see it more. We just didn't. We didn't have all those channels back then.
And also you have more people who have access to tell their stories. So I think about how before we only had Fox showing Martin and Living Single on Thursdays, right? And then I think In Living Color came on Sundays. It's like we had our day to watch Black TV, and that was it.
Yeah.
But now we have creators that are able to have access to make media that we can see in all different places. The same things with folks with different gender identities, with different sexual expressions. They're able to tell their stories, and it's not so much I'm pushing it down your throat as it is I'm here. I've been here.
Okay. Now
I have the opportunity to tell my story from my perspective, and not from someone else's perspective, thinking that they know me.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. Okay. All right. So I got some questions I want to know.
Let me know.
The people want to know.
Look, we're gonna go to the ratchet section.
We're not going to the ratchet section.
Let me take this. Let me take.
All right. So I got a few questions from a few people. I talked to some people. All right. So how do you let your partner know if you're not if you're not on the same page sexually? Like, what's a good way to ease? Because that's a hard conversation to have with somebody that you love. Hey, you're not satisfying me. I'm not happy.
Yeah.
But you love this person, but you're not happy sexually. What's a good way to tell that person? Or do you need sex therapy?
Well, it's a combination. So I think that it's important to talk about sex outside of the bedroom. A lot of times we'll be in those high stress situations, and it'll while the getting is good, or maybe while the getting is not good, that may not be the best time to, I really don't like when you're doing, and so maybe having the conversation outside of the bedroom, and being really open and honest. I think one thing that often I'm speaking from the perspective that you are in a relationship where you and your partner have mutual respect for each other,
Right.
and that you love each other,
Right, absolutely.
and that you are not aiming to harm your partner
Right.
with your words.
Right.
So like there's a difference between saying, hey babe, when, let's use the example of oral sex. When you're giving head, I'm wondering if there are some different things that we can try.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And so when you're approaching a situation with curiosity and not just with, I'm trying to tell you how awful you are.
Okay.
It's
Harmful.
received. Yeah. It's received differently.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
One thing I probably say it too much. I'll be like, I'm wondering if there's a different way that we can approach this,
Okay.
as opposed to, yeah, that head is awful.
Okay. Right. We want gentle.
Yeah, right.
Gentle.
But still being very honest
Okay.
about your experience with it, and being willing to hold space for your partner and what their reaction may be. Because don't
Okay.
nobody want to be told that they're awful.
They ain't good at something. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, if you have that basis of mutual respect, your partner wants to provide pleasure for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so,
I want to know what can I do better.
exactly.
But see, this the thing.
Okay.
Like, all men are not like sexually vocal.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they'll like leave you in like the guessing lane.
But do you think that so women should ask questions?
Nah, the nigga should just speak up.
I
could be a
want to know.
combination.
I really want to know.
The niggas just need to speak up.
Yeah. And
You know what I'm
if
saying?
you're not gonna speak up, women, y'all need to ask questions.
Yeah.
How can I make this better for you? Or
Yeah.
what's I'm always wanting to know. How can I make it better?
You have to get in teacher role and professor role. You know what I'm saying?
You're so silly.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It just look like be vocal.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there are a few different things that you can do if it's even consuming certain media together. It's
Okay.
like, well, I'd be interested in trying this. What do you
Okay.
think about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So what if your partner ain't up to what you up to?
Yeah,
That's-
that's a conversation of
Yeah.
how you can still get those various needs met. So,
Because that's important to
it
get your needs met in a relationship.
It is.
So
And to be honest, if your partner is not interested in doing a specific thing, are you okay with not receiving that?
right.
And being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's the
truth.
thing. Some people are like, oh, yeah, it's fine. And then actually, no, it's not. And then
No.
they end up seeking out other
Yeah,
people.
that's how
Yeah.
cheating happen. Yep.
Yeah, that's number one
Yes,
reason
ma'am.
for side chicks.
Yeah, because you're not
up?
pleased where you at. We're home. You're not pleased.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's
that-
one of my
Do you-
questions. Like,
What?
men don't like to, it's the ratchet section.
Right.
Men don't like to slut their wife out. They say I can't do this specific
Have to
thing
be
with my
slut your
wife.
wife out.
But why the
So-
wife
I
be wanting to
think-
get
Get
it,
it
you know what I'm saying?
slutted out.
She be wanting to get wild sometimes.
Okay, absolutely.
But
'Cause
you don't know that because you ain't saying it.
Right. That's what
You know what I'm
communication.
saying?
Communication in a relationship, especially sexually, is important.
But I need to know, like, why do men find like their wives doable or whatever with their wife?
It's this thing called the Madonna whore complex.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Okay.
And so it's
That's
this
a thing.
idea that Madonna is a word for if you think of the Virgin Mary, right?
Okay.
And so you hold your wife or your partner up in this high esteem, which is so interesting because then you don't want to fully express yourself sexually with this person. So then you got to really dig deep. Well, why do I feel that my sexual expression is dirty or not worthy of this person? Right. So you
okay.
got to dig deep with that thing.
Ooh.
Like, why is it? And a lot of times it has more to do with you than with your
Another
partner.
partner. Okay.
Yeah, like, it's that deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be.
Wow.
But that's like, that's a very common thing with men. Men do not do things with their wife that they go to a side chick to do.
Yeah.
And their wife be wanting it.
Yeah.
Straight up.
And I don't
Straight up.
understand. 'Cause
and and niggas don't be giving it.
I'm supposed to be the freak in the bed for you, you know, wife in the street. Hey, yeah, I don't know.
You know, and a lot of times people, like I said, it's important to examine your own issues with expressing yourself fully with someone. And it may be that this person is ashamed that they like this particular thing and they don't want to share that with their partner. So yeah.
Conversation.
Men need to speak up, man. Quit being weak, nigga. Say something, nigga.
I don't understand.
Hey, man, y'all niggas out there acting soft, cuz. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So what if you've been with your partner so long, right? And, you know, we've experienced a lot of things and, you know, it's starting to get boring. How do you approach your partner and say, okay, it's getting boring. What can we do? Like, gentle. Like, how do you tell a person that's getting bored? It's boring.
Yeah.
I think that's another hard one. Just like telling somebody you're not pleasing me. But it's getting boring. So, but I think it's respectful that I tell you that it's getting boring because I need you to know.
Yeah. So I am really big on if you are acknowledging a problem, are you then bringing solutions?
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a difference between me saying I'm bored, but I don't have any suggestions on how to, you know, versus, hey, I know that we've just kind of gotten in a rhythm. We always do it the same exact way, the same sequence, the same position. I'm thinking, what you think about trying this? Well, I got this new lube to try.
Okay.
Well, you know, I just got some new lingerie or, you know, whatever. But instead of just complaining about boredom, researching for yourself, what could I be interested in?
Okay.
And let me bring this to my partner as a suggestion. Yeah, to see, are you interested in this too? Okay. So, well, the shirt I'm wearing is from this organization called Afrosexology.
Okay.
And on their website, they have a few different resources, but they used to have a list called Yes or No. And it was basically a checklist. And if you Google, like, there are some free ones available called Yes, No, or Maybe. And a website called Old School, they have an orgasm or order sheet or order form or something.
Okay.
But basically where you're able to check off different things that yes, I would definitely be interested in this. No, absolutely not. I ain't for that. But maybe I could be.
Okay.
So that could be something that you do with your partner and then like compare answers. And it's like, okay, both of us said yes for this. Well, both of us said maybe for this.
Okay.
Well, you said hell no for that, but I said yes. Well, maybe that could be a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it just opens the door to explore in different ways.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's dope.
Yeah, it really is. It's, again, conversations, communication.
That's
is
it.
The key.
That's it.
All right, I have another question. How do you know if a person is a sex addict or if they're just like hypersexual?
Yeah.
Because there's a difference, right?
Yeah. Well, okay.
Or is it the same? Okay, go ahead.
So I work from the framework that sexual addiction is not a recognized diagnosis.
Okay.
But do I think that people can have unhealthy ways that they use sexuality? Yes.
Okay.
So if you look at it from the perspective of a compulsivity, this idea that I am compulsively using sexuality to get, or using sex to get a need met, it can be problematic.
Okay.
But I don't look at it from the perspective of addiction. So just to give that, that caveat.
Okay.
So can you tell when someone is doing that? I think about the same way you look at someone who compulsively uses a substance instead of dealing with whatever situation is happening. It's kind of the same, in the same vein.
Yes. Okay.
But it's just a matter of observing behavior and also observing how you feel with that person too.
Yeah.
So are you feeling that you're just used? And not necessarily that it's a shared experience of sex and sexuality.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. All right. So okay.
Now,
We
some
don't-
people just like to have a lot of sex.
Okay. Now is
And
that
that's not
sexual?
right.
Is it hypersexual?
Hypersexual is, so
Is that a thing too?
It can be, but I personally have a few challenges. Like, you see my wheels turning.
Yeah,
Yes.
I see him
Okay.
turning.
Yes.
I see him turning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got some challenges with this idea because too much for one person may be just enough for
Okay.
another.
Okay.
right?
Okay. I understand.
So I think of
You need to be sexually yoked.
well, I
Yeah.
mean,
and you
Yeah.
can't tell somebody that they're addict because they
so right. So I think of someone who I've had folks come into my office and they're saying we're not having enough sex. Well, talk to me about your sexual habits where we're only having sex 3 times a week. Whereas some other people, they're like, well, we're having too much sex. He wants sex every week, once a week. You know what I'm saying? So it just
Right.
really
it's just
depends
different. Okay.
on the
Yeah.
situation and on those in the relationship and the agreed upon. And that's the thing too. A lot of times we're not having open and honest conversations about what it is that we want and what
Yeah.
we expect.
Okay,
And
yeah.
so unexpressed expectations will can I cuss?
Yes.
They will fuck you up every time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Listen, because
Unexpressed expectations.
unexpressed
Yes.
expectations because you have this idea that Cardi B got this lyric and I'm gonna mess it up, but it's like this idea of I want him to give me flowers, but I don't want to have to tell him to give me flowers because he should just know,
Yeah.
right? But how he know if you
Exactly.
ain't never told him?
Exactly. That ain't a thing.
Oh yeah, real niggas
And I need
know.
women to stop. Like
I
no.
know.
You but
I've been slacking.
if you would have
big
never
time.
known though, well, you started the flower thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you gotta communicate and let somebody know what you like.
Exactly.
You gotta operate from the now nutter.
Look at
cuz.
him.
You gotta operate from the now nutter and just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So tell her what operating from there another is if she don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know
gotta
what
tell
operating
her.
from operating from a now nutter is the ability to think ahead and just do things just to do them. You know what I'm saying? Like before they ask for it, before they are required, they already getting done.
Well, even still, I need to have communicated with you in some way to know what those things are.
You gotta know that I
want.
like flowers. You
Oh
gotta know
yeah,
that.
of course. If I buy flowers and like you don't get excited, I know that ain't it. That's when you just got to read the room. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
If you read the room, you get
You can tell.
yeah. But
Okay.
back to the what you were saying. I think that the people who just like are mad at sex once a week ain't getting good sex.
Could be.
Yeah.
It could be, and also, it could be not that they're not getting good sex, and then how are they defining good sex too?
Yeah.
Oh.
And again,
Okay.
back to communication.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking of folks who have they feel satisfied with the amount of sex, but the quality of sex they're not happy with. But their boundaries are such that they have challenges with expressing their dissatisfaction.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold up, wait. We do have a Patreon where you can support us. We have a $5 tier, $10 tier,
$20 here.
blogs. We have fun. What else we do?
Dates, behind the scenes stuff from the podcast. Y'all see more of our family. Y'all just get more of us.
Link is in the description. All you gotta do is go down, click the link,
Yep.
help support us. You know what I'm saying? Help us keep going. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
And it's a donation, y'all. So whatever you donate, it's more than
Yeah,
like
you get access.
welcome.
You get access to everything.
Yes. So,
Flat out.
Come on, make sure y'all come on over on this side because it's lit.
You hear me? Sacrifice gang.
So that's letting somebody know, okay, I'm not satisfied.
And then the partner being interested in learning. I mean, learning basic anatomy, right? So like for folks with vulvas, it takes between 20 and maybe 40 minutes for the body to be fully aroused. And so if every sexual encounter is a quickie and let's go straight to intercourse,
Yeah.
what is really happening, that person may or may not be excited for future sexual endeavors.
Right.
You know, because their body, they don't feel good. Although they may have the connection that they want, they may not have the physical pleasure.
Oh.
Okay, so
Okay.
that lends to how important is foreplay?
So I call it all play.
Okay, I'll play.
Because
All day.
because I want to take intercourse off this pedestal as being like, intercourse as being the definition of what sex is, or you know, once you have that, then everything, you know, then it's over. Because some people have great sex without having intercourse, and that doesn't
Explain that.
So
Sex without okay.
so I'm thinking of people who have vulvas,
Okay.
who aren't interested in having sex with people who have penises.
Okay.
And so they may not have intercourse. They might with a dildo or, you know, an insertable toy, but intercourse may not be their main dish.
Okay,
Right?
gotcha.
So it's all play. Right?
Okay.
And also like not just in that sense, but people who may have experienced some type of injury, where they may not have full use of their entire body.
Okay.
So taking intercourse off this pedestal as being like the pinnacle of sex, because it's all sex, it's all play.
Okay.
So all of it is important, but I think that it's important to understand. I wish I brought my vulva puppet. I started to.
You could have. We would have loved to have
my clitoral models and all of that. I should have brought them.
Oh man,
Yeah,
look.
I should have brought them. But yeah, so people with vulvas, like I said, it can take anywhere 20 to 40 minutes to become fully aroused, because what happens during that time is that the vagina lengthens and stretches to accommodate space for intercourse, if that's what you're choosing to do.
Okay, pay attention.
Yes. In addition to the natural lubrication that occurs. Also, the genitals become engorged with blood and more sensitive. The blood vessels dilate, or they open up, so that you're more sensitive to this touch. And also, the clitoris has the same amount of erectile tissue as a penis does, but just most of it is internal, as opposed to the penis erectile tissue is external.
Okay, so wait a minute. You just dropped a bomb on me right now.
That's why I needed to.
Okay, you just dropped the bomb on me right now. So what you saying is, the vagina. I'm trying to use some I'm trying to be politically correct.
All right.
It's hard for a real nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Use real nigga terms. We good with it.
Right.
All right.
Come on.
So the cool-wop get erect too?
I ain't never heard cool-wop.
Yeah.
Okay, we gonna add it to the vocabulary.
Come on.
So
Let's
the
go.
cool-wop get erect too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the clitoris specifically.
Okay. What type of erection is there? It's not hard. So what is it? Is it a tight
Well, it
one?
can be.
It can, yeah.
It's erect. It's hard.
Yeah.
So what happens? I wish I brought my mouse. All right. But so the entire clitoris, it kind of looks like a wishbone. Okay, but like it's all internal.
Yeah.
The only thing that you see is the head and the glands of the clitoris.
Okay.
Right. And so it's covered by a hood. So if you think of an uncircumcised penis, it's the same tissue where it has the foreskin, where the foreskin pulls back. That's the hood of the clitoris. And so when it is erect, sometimes it'll pop completely out of the hood, or it'll just kind of peek out of the hood.
Okay.
All right. So the rest of the erectile tissue is then around the vagina, around the opening of the vagina.
Okay.
Okay. And also reaches back towards your back.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this is amazing. I ain't no cap. This shit is blowing my mind right now.
Well, I'm glad. I'm happy to provide the education.
Okay.
But yeah, so like I said, the clitoris has the same erectile tissue as the penis, but within folks with vulvas, it's just internal as opposed to being external.
Right.
Okay.
That's why everyone, when we start out in the womb, we start out with a vulva, and then it either remains so and forms internally or forms into a penis.
Okay, vulva. I
The
keep
vagina.
So,
Okay.
Vulva.
so vulva is the whole thing. Vagina is the whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's so funny. Okay, look, I want you to explain to him that. Okay. he said his anatomy not set up this way, but the man's G spot is in their
It's in the anus.
Okay.
That's cap. Big cap.
He said his
No, so I'm gonna tell you, it's through the prostate, and so stimulating. Some people enjoy prostate stimulation.
to each his own.
To each
Whatever
his-
y'all
yeah.
like.
They enjoy prostate stimulation, however that happens, and if you enjoy that doesn't. If you enjoy insertion, that doesn't make you gay. What makes you gay is you being gay,
Right. Right.
If you're intimate with another man, if you're a man that's intimate with another man,
That's
what-
gay.
Yeah.
Wait, insertion is gay.
No.
Yes, it's a fact.
No, it's
a fact.
not.
We're not
not
finna-
gonna say
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Okay.
but that doesn't make sense, because if insertion is gay, then why is having a vulva licked not gay?
Ooh.
Right?
Wait.
I mean, that's just like head though.
If
But that's what I'm saying. So insertion in itself is not what makes somebody gay. Just because you enjoy that kind of sensation, what makes you gay is if you're doing it with a man. And you identify as a gay man.
All
They're
right.
like, that's what makes it gay. But if you don't identify as a gay man, then you're not gay.
Yeah, I'm not rolling.
to each his own, whatever it is.
I had to stick to the hood code, dog. Insertion is gay. She said the professional said it's not.
Yeah,
so
he ain't no
it's not.
you can roll with her
Because it's
Look
her
at it.
view.
Just say 'cause
What,
it's
what
not.
camera I need to look at?
Look right
Go
here.
right here.
Look right there.
Yeah.
It's not gay.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
just want to let you know. He can have his opinion.
Yes.
He can have his opinion. I just want to let you know.
Oh,
It's not
It's
gay.
not. It's
Okay.
not. You can enjoy any kind of.
Look, this is our certified sex therapist. Thank you very much. Don't
she got degrees.
this
Nigga. Hey,
so
look,
this
Look,
niggadism that's going on right
hey,
now.
nigga, she got degrees. That's why I told you. If you want,
Please educate
go
us.
with the
Come on.
professional opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm real nigga opinion. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
Look, I love it, D. Look, I love it. I love it. All right. Look. Okay. Did I have another question? I think I had another question. Okay. Oh, okay. So how do you handle if your partner wants a threesome? What if you're not with it? I mean,
If you're not with it, you're not with it.
Okay.
And it's okay to not be with it.
Uh-huh.
And your partner needs to figure out if they okay with you not being.
But what if
okay
you
with
with it?
Yeah. Now, if you with it,
Uh-huh.
then you can figure out how you want to negotiate those terms.
Okay.
And what that looks like.
Okay.
You know, would you be interested in, like, do you have someone in mind? Are you looking to hire a sex worker? Like, what does that look like?
Okay.
And
Hell no.
Sex worker. Hey, some people,
Hoes, cuz.
hey.
I can't do that, dog. You know what
Hey,
I'm
but
saying?
I mean-
I'm not, nah, like,
Well, how come?
it's, nah.
It ain't a thing.
It's not a, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh no.
I mean, they have them. It's a job for people. People do
Like,
it.
I've never been, you know what I'm saying, a co-op purchaser,
Purchaser.
okay? I've never purchased.
Well, so
And co-op is I have to have a connection.
okay.
I have to know you.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to, like, I have to
get
do
that
an
part of it.
evaluation.
You just ain't having no
So,
sex
yeah.
with no strange.
Yeah, it's more likely to be somebody that, like, is acquaintance
Mm-hmm.
than just a random.
Okay.
And that's okay too. But like I said, I'm providing options for people.
Of course.
And I think that you don't want to go unicorn hunting. And what I mean by that is finding some. Are y'all familiar with the term unicorn?
Not with sex. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like,
Explain
you know,
to
the
us. Go
colorful
ahead.
horse with the horn on
Come
the
on
back.
now. Go ahead and explain it to us.
That's the only
Come on.
unicorn I know.
No, we're not.
So the unicorn is a word that's used to describe women who will participate in threesomes.
Oh, okay.
But it's just this idea of it feels like to me using people, which is why I gave the option or mentioned the option of hiring a sex worker because like you know what it is as opposed to entering into a situation under false pretenses. It's like I'm gonna just use you for this experience and then when it's done, I'm done with you. As opposed to hiring someone for a service.
They know what they're doing. We know. I'm just doing this.
We know what it is. And like
you going about your business.
Yeah. So, so yeah, that's why I mentioned that as an option as opposed to using people and not having like full understanding of how you move forward. Because it can be kind of, dicey if it's somebody who's a friend or somebody you see around or whatever. Right. And if you don't have open and honest conversations about how you're going to proceed after the situation, like what if the threesome fails? What if it don't work? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you see that person at the grocery store, hey girl. But
awkward.
Like, but it's just the idea of whatever you choose to do, however you choose to move forward, having open and honest communication about what it is that you want to experience and how you want to go about doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, spontaneism, right? I can roll with spontaneism. Now, you know what I'm saying? We in Jamaica, we find something hot in Jamaica, and it go down.
Okay.
I'm with that. But there's still a level of courting in there. But as far as sex period in a relationship, how important is spontaneism?
It depends. I think that if you are only dependent on spontaneity, you'll end up falling short because life be lifing.
Yeah, it do.
Thinking about
them kids knock on them doors.
That's what I'm saying,
right?
I was gonna say
you niggas is some haters, cuz.
Yes, cause y'all got the babies,
man,
and I know they be hating on your time. And so if you only depend on spontaneity to have sex, it ain't never gonna happen.
Yeah.
So it may have to be Friday night. I'm finna. Listen.
Okay.
Yes. The kids going to grandma. Listen.
Yeah.
Me and you. It's
we finna get away. We going to get out. We going on weekend. Weekend getaway.
Exactly. I'm gonna plan it around my cycle. Okay. Cool.
Yes,
it's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
We told them about the 7-7-7 rule.
Yes.
Okay. What's that?
What was it?
Every 7 days you go on a date.
Yeah.
Every 7 weeks
you go on a staycation.
Okay. And then every 7 months you go on vacation.
Okay.
Like you go somewhere. Yeah. By yourself. 7-7-7 rule.
If you got kids, you got to take a staycation.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like that has to be. I pray people are doing it because like it's so.
Or it can be as simple as y'all taking a day off together while the kids in school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Thing too.
I already know. Summertime is hard.
Oh,
it's the slums. You know what I'm saying? You getting out the mud in the summertime. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Okay, the mud.
Oh.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Now,
Lord.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. And
to each his own.
To each their own. And it's just a matter of figuring out what you good with and what you not.
Yeah.
So can you tell America that it's not okay?
No, I can't.
She can't say that.
No, because like some people enjoy having sex while they're on their cycle. Because
right.
Oh my God.
To each his own. Like no, let people do what they want to do. It don't work for what works for you works for you.
Hell no. If you have sex while your woman on her period, you a serial killer, nigga. That is not okay.
You cannot.
Some people like put the towel down and let's go for it.
Hey,
and then
to each his own.
Other people don't enjoy it. So it's just a matter of knowing what you feel comfortable with and what your partner feels comfortable with. You're so silly. And go on with that.
Yes. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I can't be a sex therapist. Look,
you know what?
I'm not rolling.
So that's the thing.
I'm not rolling at all. And I believe that the only people who should have that pass is niggas who did at least 2 years or more. If a nigga fresh out and he did 10 years, he come on and you on the rag, he can hit in the mud.
Oh my God. Okay, you're
Straight
so
up.
silly. I'm not. Okay, don't. We have a certified sex therapist with us today. Nothing that James is saying is going. Please do not listen to him. Yeah. Please take also, these advice.
And what I'll say is, being a sex therapist, I hold space for people's their own desires and their own wants, even though mine may be different. Yeah. I may have like my own ideas about what I practice, but that doesn't have to infringe upon somebody else's.
Oh, you good. Likes. That's good. You are a wonderful person. Because I don't know. I can't. I had just thought that I could be a sex therapist, and I guess I can't because I'm not going. I ain't rolling with you. I don't agree with it, I ain't.
Yeah. And of course, man. And also part of like being a therapist is doing your own work and knowing like what populations you can work with and what you can't. And if I know that, you know, it's a challenge for me to work with this population, let me connect you with a therapist who I know is very skilled and can still provide you this service. I'm not judging you.
Right.
But I'm being really honest about my own skill set, and it may not be appropriate for what you're bringing.
Okay. I like that. All right.
Let me, how long should sex be? That's the number one question in like in the Google search. How long should sex be? That's the number one sex question in America.
Is it really?
I looked it up.
How long should sex be? How long should it last?
You know, I'm sure you can tell by how this interview has been going, how I'm going to answer it. It depends on what's agreed upon. Like some people, they what's this talk about? Yours, mine, ours. I could do this for hours. And then some people like, I can't do that for hours. My hip gonna start hurting. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's a
like
real
I got step show injuries, my knees, I can't do, you know. However, some people are like, I'm good with 10 minutes.
Okay.
So it really depends upon what's agreed upon between, like y'all remember the movie Harlem Nights?
Yeah.
And Sugar Ray and his wife were in bed, and she was like, you know, we gonna go for hours. He said, I got a strong 15. And then we can go into a deep coma-like sleep. She was like, all right, I'm good. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it depends on what's agreed upon between those who are having sex.
Yes.
What feels good for us in this moment. Because sometimes we could do hours like movie long talking about, and other times might be that strong 15.
Yes.
Yeah.
That Sugar Ray said he had.
The hours come from the 20 minutes each of
the all play.
The all play.
You know
what I'm saying? That's 40 minutes right there.
All play is important.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And honestly, like friction for that long may become uncomfortable.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you are having intercourse, that friction is you might need a water break.
Yes.
You might need to take a break to stretch.
You might get a
what
little
I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you've ever had a Charlie
sweaty.
horse in the middle.
I overheat.
Listen.
I overheat a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna admit it. You know what I'm saying? This is my confession. I overheat. It get hot, cuz.
It get hot.
And I gotta stop and we gotta take a break.
Yeah.
I got to cool down.
I gotta cool down. I'm gonna come back to
the heat
it.
on.
Yeah.
Right,
You know
right.
Oh, we lit.
Yeah.
We back lit. Straight up. I'm coming back better than ever.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Let me get this water. Wait, we got some bananas in the back. I need some potassium. You know.
That is hilarious.
So it just depends, but it's just that again, like everything comes back to this idea of open and honest communication with your partner.
Yeah.
Being willing to talk about like what it is that you want. And again, having that foundation of, I know that my partner doesn't want to cause me harm. So, and I know I don't want to cause harm to my partner, so I'm going to communicate my desires in a way that's not trying to be mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Eating the booty hole.
Got the questions.
I know that you can't sit here and say this shit is okay.
Yeah.
No,
each his own. Like, cut it out.
No.
We did not.
Oh, no.
You can't tell by how I've been answering all these questions.
I know that's right. I can tell.
Say it's all right because it depends on what you want. Now, are there safe ways to do it? Absolutely. Some people decide to use dental dams or like a barrier between your mouth. Also, you don't want to go from anus to vulva, right? Because germs,
Yes,
and bacteria, and all of that. If that travels to the vulva, that's a problem. You can go vulva to anus, but you can't go back.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
Okay. The first rule of common
you
sense.
Can't
If something brings germs to something else, it ain't good to put your mouth on.
But your mouth got germs.
That's facts. It don't have those germs though.
But it got germs because like if your oral hygiene is awful, you can cause bacterial vaginosis.
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
See.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meaning, make sure you're taking care of that mouth they going down there, please. Oh, that yes.
Yeah.
Message. Go ahead and get the.
I ain't got the message no more.
Okay,
I ain't got
because that's
the
the
message
message.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
I mean,
Some people really enjoy it.
I know, like some of y'all nasty.
That's not nasty.
You feel me?
Leave these people alone. We always say to each his own.
Yeah.
If you eat a booty gang, you nasty.
Eat us with a game.
Now,
Well, okay,
it's your,
they
I
might be all right with
ain't
being
hating.
nasty.
I ain't
Yeah,
hating.
they might be all right with being nasty.
Yeah, I ain't hating. Do you? You know what I'm saying? But make sure you let your partner know that, you know what I'm saying, you ain't with it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
if you're not interested.
Yeah.
And again, it's a conversation.
Yep.
Like it's stuff you can't whip that out on nobody.
Yeah.
Hey, let me just flip it
In the
up.
middle of it.
Wait a minute. We need to talk. We
I
need
had
to have
somebody ask me that question. She said, "What do you?" She said she wanted to know, what do you do if he puts his, he lay down, puts his legs up to his chest and say, "Here you go," like in the middle of it,
That's why you should talk about
Yeah.
sex before you have
before you have it. Okay.
Conversation need to be
Yes.
Let's have that conversation. What are you into? What are you interested in doing? And if
Yeah.
you're not, and it could even be, it might be a break when you take that water break. Hey, I'd be interested in trying this. How you feel about
Okay.
that? Would you be interested in that? And if it's like, maybe, then you proceed. If it's, I ain't into that, then you let it be what it is.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Look, this is very, very. Look, you got another question, baby.
Yeah, I got some more.
You
let
got
me
some
see.
more. Oh,
I love
gee.
it. I love
Let me
it.
see.
His questions, Lord.
Do vibrators desensitize women?
No. So I'm gonna tell you what happens is that if you are if you are only orgasming in the same position with the same toy held at the same angle, your brain becomes wired to that kind of stimulation only.
Okay.
Right? It's just like I won't use that. I'll just stick with this. So it's not that it's a desensitization, but it's just that your brain becomes wired to experience pleasure in that way. That's why it's important to switch it up.
Okay.
If you only use the rolls while you're laying down and holding your legs a certain way, maybe you should switch it up. And then for folks with penises who may not use vibrators, but like they are only used to hand stimulation with their right hand and their right hand dominant, switch to your left. But just to give yourself a different sensation, a different way for your body to experience pleasure, so that you're not wired to only come this way.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not a desensitization, but it's kind of a brain wiring thing.
Okay.
If you think about, I kind of like shut my brain off when I'm driving to work. Like I'm paying attention to traffic, but like my car just knows where to go.
Okay.
Right?
What you got, a Tesla?
No, I have a old Honda CRV, but I'm just used to
Driving that
driving
direction.
a certain
Yep.
way.
Right.
It's just what it is, and so with if your solo sex is only with a specific vibrator in a specific position, your body just gets used to pleasure in that way, and so you got to switch it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's staycations is just so important.
They are.
Yeah.
Like that's just so important.
They
You know
are.
what I'm saying?
Especially if you got kids in the house. Especially if you got kids. People that are single, not single, or couples without kids, you guys are very blessed.
We are.
Very, very blessed.
What
Very.
percentage?
And I hold on, wait. And
Wait.
I would hope that you are taking full advantage of it because you're blessed people. I just wanted to tell them that. Sorry, I should be looking at this camera. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, you talking about them niggas that can just wake up and just walk around the house naked?
Yeah, do whatever I want to do.
Lovely.
All day.
You
I'm
need
in
to know
the
what you got.
season of my life.
I'm very happy for you.
Thank you. I mean, we want kids, but you know, this season right now,
enjoying it.
we're appreciating.
I completely understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Man.
Look, I had kids early, so we both had kids early, so we didn't get that opportunity.
Yeah, it's just been kids.
They don't understand that they 19, 20. We want you all to go now. We want you all to go. We cannot wait to be empty nesters.
Yes, I bet.
But yeah.
How 100% relationship, how important is sex in that relationship? Percentage wise.
So it changes, right?
Okay.
And the reason why I say it changes is because different things can happen in the relationship that affect the importance of sex.
Okay.
So, for example, and then not just the importance, but like the frequency.
Yeah.
Like as you get older, your desire may change. Now, at different seasons, as you get older, it may increase. Because I know for us ladies in our 40s, my Lord, I'm glad that my mother prepared me. I have very open and honest conversations with my mom.
Okay.
And she talked about how, her sex drive just shot through the roof as she got older. And then, like, it kind of waned from there. But ladies in our 40s, my God. late 30s, early, it's
menopause, right?
No, it's not menopause.
No. Your ass go for hot cold real quick.
No.
Got nothing to do with menopause.
No, menopause is like later. It's later down the line. Some people may experience menopause in their early 40s, but
okay.
But no. So anyway, I can't say a specific. If you've noticed, there's a theme. I don't speak in definites all the time.
Okay,
I do.
Yeah.
She played that middle real good. You know what I'm saying?
because you're not. You just. I understand.
She got her lane and she stay in it.
And I stay in it. I just be like, Okay. But yeah, like it really depends on the relationship and also the stage of the relationship. So some people, and like I said, it's hard for me to put a specific percentage because it may not be a specific amount, but it's the quality that you're experiencing. So I'm thinking of an elderly couple who may have sex once a month, but that connection is still really important to them. But if they're experiencing, or any couple is experiencing connection in other ways, the actual sex may not be as important. It just depends. It depends on the relationship and where they are and what they're wanting.
Okay.
If you're in a relationship and one of the partners want to have sex this much and the other one doesn't, but love is there, do you allow that person to do what they need to sexually in order to just like have them?
I think it depends on what you agree on, right? So I think some people may have ideas about masturbation within relationships. I think that you should still masturbate while you're in relationships because I think it's unfair to expect a partner to be ready every time you're ready because they may not be. They may not be available.
Okay.
You know. But if you have monogamy that's agreed upon, you got to figure out what this is going to look like.
Okay.
And so you can, like I said, figure out what that can look like. Does that mean that you masturbate a couple of times a week and we have sex a couple of times a week? Does that mean if you're if you have like a non-monogamous situation, does that mean that you have other partners that you express yourself with sexually?
Oh, okay.
You know, like there are a lot of different ways to deal with the situation, and also you can still figure out ways of compromise. Again, does this mean that every time we have sex, we have to have intercourse? Does this mean that I'm giving you a hand job?
Right.
Does this mean that I'm watching you masturbate? Or we're mutual masturbation? Like there are so many different ways to solve that challenge, but you just have to be open to the various ideas that could come up.
With your partner.
I can't get out the middle lane because I've been trying. I can't get out of the middle lane because
Nah.
you know what I'm saying. Okay, but how early is too early for the sex conversation?
I don't think it's too early. So tell me, are you talking
Dating.
about in relationships?
Dating. So, you know, we've been dating for like, you know what I'm saying, month and a half, you know what I'm saying? We you know, sexual chemistry is there.
Okay.
So yeah,
But
I think
she
it's
wants
okay.
something more, or I might want something more. Like, you know what I'm saying? We both might have our kinks that we ain't let each other know yet. How important is the kink conversation? Let me change it to that.
Okay. I think it's incredibly important. Like, I'm not gonna be in the middle lane about that.
Okay.
I think it's incredibly important, and I'll answer both questions, right? Whether it's talking about specific kinks. Now, you may not want to, depending on what it is, you may not feel comfortable expressing that early on in the relationship, or you know, as you're talking and getting to know each other. That may come later, but I think it's important to have conversations about sex. Within that time, like maybe even after a month, it's like, okay. And I don't have this idea that you gotta wait a specific time before you have sex, because every situation is different.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, some
Yep.
people, it might be first date. Hey, it may not even be a date. It may be, I'm gonna come over to your house and we fucking tonight.
Right.
Like that just
Yeah.
might be.
Hey, sometimes she be thirsty, cuz, you know what I'm saying, cuz, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We want a nigga,
Oh
you know what
my
I'm saying?
God.
You know?
You're so
Yeah,
silly.
straight up.
That could be what it
Understand,
is.
yeah.
But even with that, having a conversation of, you know, some people still believe, you know, if we have sex, that means we go together.
It does not.
It don't.
It don't. Sex
Them
don't mean the
facts.
same thing to
Them
us.
facts. You
Sex
at
don't mean the
least,
same thing to everybody.
Yeah.
if we had sex together, just in my single mind, I'm married, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my wife. In my single mind, if we have sex, you at least got to run it by me.
Run what by you?
You want to go on a date with another nigga, run it by me. You know what
Because
I'm
you
saying?
had sex?
Yo.
No, that's so. No.
Yeah, you
So if
run
I
it.
have sex with you, that don't mean I'm your girlfriend. I'm not your
No,
property.
you ain't my girlfriend. You ain't my
I'm
property.
not
or nothing.
anything. I just had this conversation.
You need to have the
They weren't having sex.
consideration.
I just had this conversation. No, sir. If we are not exclusive, we're not dating. Why do I have to tell you anything? Why do I have to do anything? Like, no.
And I think that's why it's so
No.
important to have those conversations early on, so I know what the rules of engagement are, and
Yeah,
I can decide.
I need to know, right.
I can decide if I want to fuck with you or not.
Yeah.
Right? Because if it's a situation of, well, if we have sex, when you go on a date with somebody else, you need to run it by me. You need to let me know.
What if I don't? Right. Yeah.
And then I can choose. We don't need to have sex.
Yeah, no.
If that's where you are.
Right.
Right?
But if I like you and I want to date you and we really want to be together, then okay. Most times, and I feel this is my feeling, women, we're kind of like, we're emotional. Like we are, I don't think, so I've always said that I think men are more like whorish than women are.
Well, I think I think that men are conditioned to believe that they are detached from emotion, because it's this idea if they are in touch with their emotion, then it makes them weak in some sense. I don't know that that's necessarily how they're wired.
Yeah.
But I think that they're conditioned to believe that.
Okay. Yep. See?
I don't like how she was.
Yeah.
She wasn't in the middle lane on that shit.
No, she just gave her opinion about it. What she thought.
She went all the way left on that one.
Well,
Nah.
It's okay.
yeah.
But yeah, nah.
I'm in the
insertion,
middle lane a lot, but I do have some very strong opinions. But
Yeah.
I stay in the middle. When
if insertion has happened,
Okay.
I need you just got to run it by me.
Are you running it by the person as well?
If you ask,
see,
He does not.
What do you mean if they ask you to run it by them, or are you doing it automatically? Or,
Right.
I mean, okay,
Yeah,
so
single
let's
brain.
say,
Come on, tell me.
all right, single brain, right? We cool, we smashing, right? I say, look, I'm going out tonight, so you can't come over. You say, is you going out with a homeboy or a homegirl? And I'm like, yo, I'm going out with a chick. I'm going to run that by you.
You didn't run that by her. You just told her what she was finna do.
That's the run it by, though.
No, running by is telling her before that.
We ain't together. I can't tell you what to do. But I would like to be open to what you are doing.
Oh, that's crazy.
So if the girl that you're dating runs it by you in that same way, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
See, I'm a different type. First of all, like I come from a long line of smacking. You know what I'm saying? I'm a different type of Negro. Like I'm cool with a lot. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I'm not really the uptight type of guy. You know what I'm saying? I realize life still has to happen for people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a misconception in a lot of ways.
Okay. You so
okay. I ain't got nothing to say.
Nuts.
Okay, let's see what else I got. Because you ain't got nothing else?
No, I don't have anything else. I think I asked all of the questions that the people wanted to know.
Okay, is squirt pee or not?
Okay, so this is a controversial thing, right? Because if you think about...
She heading to the middle.
No.
You peep it.
No.
This is a controversial thing. That's the segue to let me get in my line. You know what I'm saying? She getting over. That was her blinker. That was her blinker right there.
I put my blinker on.
Yeah.
Okay, so what research shows is that squirt contains a lot of different fluids, including urine. So does it mean that it's just urine? Not necessarily.
25%.
I can't give a percentage. What I can say is that, so if you think about, the urethra, if you think of the urethra as a straw, right? And so if you're drinking a milkshake through this straw, and then you take that same straw and drink water, you still gonna have milkshake in that straw, right? Okay, so ejaculate is a fluid that can come through the urethra. Because it's coming through the same straw, urine is also going to be present.
Oh, okay.
So squirt, when they look at it in the lab, it contains urine. Okay. And it also contains other liquids that come from other glands in your genitals.
And they don't have no ratio of how much urine is in it?
There is, but I can't recall it right now.
Okay.
But there is a ratio.
Okay.
I can't recall that factual information. But what I'll say is that it does contain urine. Yeah.
That made sense, though, if you think about drink from a straw.
Yeah.
And that's, taking and drinking water. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
It makes sense?
Yeah. I mean, it does. What she explained, it makes sense.
Man.
You are so funny.
Let's see. What else I got for okay. Word on the streets is if you go in the Volvo and you go up, that is like the woman's G spot.
Yeah. So in the vagina, it's so interesting. I wish I brought my model.
You don't have to do it again so you can bring your model.
So I can bring my model. Yeah. Because I got a vulva puppet, and then I have like clitoral models too.
Wow.
And so if you look at where the clitoris sits, on the underside there is kind of rougher skin, and so that's what's called the G spot. But really, it could be related to the clitoral tissue. It's like up under the hood of the clitoris.
Okay.
Right? So like 2 inches in or whatever. But everybody's anatomy is different. Everybody's vulva is different. So it may not be exactly 2 inches, right? But that area, it is like a rougher skin. It may feel like kind of ridged, but it's like the underside of the hood of the clitoris. That's kind of where it's located.
All right, nigga, you gotta pop that hood, cuz. You gotta pop that hood, cuz. If you ain't popping that hood, you ain't doing nothing, dog. You gotta pop that hood, cuz.
All right, I got one more question.
I got another question,
You got
too.
more?
Yeah, I got another question, too.
What's the most sensitive part of a man's penis?
So it could be the frenulum, which is like where... So if it's an uncircumcised penis, if you pull down the foreskin, where you see the head of the clitoris, head of the penis, right where it meets, kind of like I gotta penis model too.
Okay.
I'll bring that next time.
Okay.
But where it meets kind of like it does kind of this thing, but like right there, that can be very sensitive.
Okay.
Also, uncircumcised penises are more sensitive than circumcised penises.
Oh.
Because if you think the circumcised penis is just it's kind of out there, it's exposed, and so those nerve endings kind of lose sensitivity because like you just go around being stimulated all day. Whereas uncircumcised, it has the foreskin that kind of protects it.
Okay.
So that it retains some sensitivity.
Okay. Okay.
All right. How much of a woman's emotions contribute to an orgasm?
Oh, that is a good question, right? So, again, let me shift.
Okay.
All right.
She's going to go to the middle lane.
Right, because it depends. And then also I think a lot of times when we think of emotional attachment, we think it can only exist within long-term relationships, right? Or how we view relationships. But like you can still have an amazing orgasm during a one-night stand. I think it's more so about the emotional connection to themselves and how free they feel in the moment.
Okay.
As opposed to, and it could be, their relationship with their partner because I feel free with you and I feel safe with you.
Okay.
That I can let go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not quite middle lane. It's still
But
kind
no,
of.
it makes sense. I got to be comfortable with you. I got to be able to want to release myself with you.
That's not what she said.
That
That's
is
what she said is, if he throw that dick, she gonna get it. Flat out. That's what she said.
That's not what she said.
Yes.
Okay.
Flat out.
That's what you heard,
honestly,
but all right.
Not every person with a vulva will achieve orgasm through intercourse.
And that's the thing. Like a lot of women out here, married and all, ain't never had a real orgasm.
Yes.
Yeah.
We talked about that one day on our podcast. I think it's about 30% of women who never had an orgasm.
Yeah.
That's
Man.
wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bunch of folks out here having bad sex, but it's not so much. I mean, that's why I got a job.
Okay,
but,
yes.
Amen, and Ashe. But it's this idea that I would rather have this connection than no connection at all, even if it's not fulfilling.
Oh,
yeah, yeah. Toni Morrison got this quote to say. It talks about thin love. Thin love ain't love at all. I don't want no thin love. And I don't want no thin love making.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good.
Make it thick.
Yes, please. If you know, you know.
Oh my God. All right, tell the people where to find you at, and how to get in touch with you, and if you know what I'm saying, if your man ain't throwing it right, you know what I'm saying?
God,
if you out here faking orgasms and faking it good,
don't fake no orgasm.
They do. You know, DJ Envy wife said that she had faked it for years.
I
don't even know how they still married.
She said that.
I'm getting a divorce. I don't even know how to trust you no more.
Yeah.
For years.
And the reason why a lot of people do that is to preserve ego, and it's easier for them. You know, they think that it'll be easier. Well, let me just fake it, because if I fake an orgasm, then the sex will end. Ain't that awful?
That's crazy.
Instead of me saying, "Hey,
I'm not completely. I'm not satisfied."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think
I ain't with it.
I think that's because the orgasm doesn't become like at least the list of benefits when there are other benefits to the relationship.
And the orgasm.
So if I don't have to worry about this list of things, I sacrifice my orgasm.
No.
And when you go to work, I just get my toys and go to work, and I'll be all right.
Without you. Well, hey.
And that's real.
And that's worth me. Like, the other part of it is worth me faking it.
That's bad sex. Like she said. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Real. But life is too short for bad sex.
It is.
But that's real, though, because if I'm getting all these other needs met, I'm not going to rock this boat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would just settle.
Sit in it.
But, like, why?
Yeah.
When you don't have to.
Yep.
You know, and I think, it's this idea, if I say this, it may then diminish everything else, all the other benefits I'm receiving. When, again, working on the basis of a relationship where we love and respect each other and we only want to bring each other good things and pleasure, I should be able to have this conversation with you.
Yeah.
He always said, I gotta know that it's coming from him. Like what he's telling me, it's coming from somebody who loves me, who cares for me, who only has the best interest for me. Like the words that he says, they're not meant to harm me at all. So when I speak on something, it's just, you gotta know it. Hey, these are facts. We gotta change it, and I'm saying something because we need to change it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's it.
All right,
she
tell
be
us.
on defense.
Okay.
I do. I'm on defense sometimes.
Where they can find you at?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Sankofa Sex. So that's SANKOFA Sex. My website is sankofasextherapy.com.
All right.
Babe, what you got for the people?
Make sure you all are having those conversations. All I kept hearing was conversation. Communication is key in relationships. Make sure you all are having those conversations with your partner.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, you have to tell your wife what you want her to do. Word of the day, dog. You got to tell your wife what you want her to do, dog.
You got to tell your partner.
Your partner. Before you marry her, first of all, everybody needs to know your kink before y'all get married. You have to reveal the kinks before you get married. I don't care if it's a week before, 3 years before.
A week before.
Kinks need to be on the table. Flat out. That's unfair to marry somebody and then have kinks and they ain't with it.
That's not
like that's
you
not.
ain't talked about that.
Yeah, like nah. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, hey, it's Valentine's Day week, man. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Hey, get y'all freak on, man. You know what I'm saying? Flat out. Hey, niggas, hey, you better eat that twat, boy. You better eat that twat, boy.